Fox Carolina News starts now with a breaking news alert.
Oconee County picking up the pieces tonight after an EF3 tornado ripped through the area with winds up to 160 miles an hour, leaving a 16-mile-long trail of devastation. The National Weather Service says this tornado was at least a half a mile wide.
It's the first EF3 tornado to hit the upstate since 2011 and one of 3 tornadoes to touch down overnight, along with an EF0 near Eastleigh and an EF2 near the northern border of Pickens and Greenville counties. Good evening. I'm Victoria Carmen.
And I'm Cody Alcorn. It's been a devastating 24 hours for people across our viewing area. One of them, the family of a man who is in the ICU at this hour. He was picked up by the EF3 twister in Seneca and tossed several blocks. Only on Fox Tonight, Fox Carolina's Brooklyn Cromer spoke with his mom, Brooklyn. We spoke to her earlier. How is her son doing right now?
Okay, this is truly a terrifying story that she tells me about what happened to her son. She says he was found about 2 blocks away, so he was thrown about 2 blocks from where he was initially swept up. Now, she says he was rushed to the hospital and tonight remains in ICU. She says he has multiple injuries and is hooked up to a ventilator.
We just took a moment of silence as radio makes his way around the track there. Not much we need to say at this point. It's not about us and what we have to say. It's more about the moment that many of you might be watching from Anderson who sat on those sidelines. You're getting to watch this because this is not open to the public, folks. So we're going to set on this shot just for a couple more minutes, and then we'll go out to Margaret Burnquist. She's been talking to folks there. But we'll kind of take a moment of silence as he makes his final lap around that stadium he'd been at since the 1960s.
Touching moments right here. The casket moving toward the front door now, and just watching the faces of everyone watching it pass by. They are drying tears. They're holding hands with one another. They're offering each other hugs and condolences. But it really sets the tone that the people here are grateful that they were part of this life and part of this story, and that they have these stories about radio to tell. A unique relationship that a man has with an entire community that really befriended him, and at the same time he was the one teaching them those life lessons.
Fox Carolina, the 10 o'clock news starts right now.
Breaking news out of Washington at this hour. Lawmakers are certifying the Electoral College in the presidential election. This after the joint session was interrupted this afternoon when protesters stormed the U.S. Capitol building, forcing lawmakers into hiding for hours. And we're taking you live right now inside the nation's Capitol building. You can see lawmakers certifying the Electoral College results right now. South Carolina Senator Lindsey Graham just took the floor, and this is what he said verbatim. I need to say this. Joe Biden and Kamala Harris are lawfully elected and will become the president and vice president of the United States. Now, many GOP lawmakers who originally said they would object their state's votes changed their tune after today's assault on democracy. This included outgoing Georgia Senator Kelly Loeffler, who lost her re-election bid last night. Today is one day we will never forget. This unfolding at our nation's capital, it's something we have not seen in this country since the 1800s. Police barricades breached. Capitol Police say protesters used a chemical irritant to gain access to the U.S. Capitol building. Then protesters busted out windows, vandalized congressional leaders' offices, and breached both the House and Senate chambers.
Officials barricaded doors inside of the chamber, drawing their guns, as you see right here. At some point, a woman was shot inside of the Capitol building. Capitol Police haven't released too many details on that shooting, but we do know the victim's family confirms the victim is from San Diego and a 14-year Air Force veteran. She traveled to D.C. alone, leaving her husband back at home.